Hello, and thank you for giving us another opportunity to spend some time with you on Stairway to Health, brought to you by Health Experts Canada. We've got some great ideas, new information, and hopefully a few laughs for you today. Who knows? If you're not careful, you may learn something.
Welcome, everybody, to Stairway to Health. I'm your host, Frank Peary, and I'm here with
Marilyn Mitchell.
And today, Marilyn, I want to talk about something that has been on my mind lately because we're coming into our first 7-day metabolic activation challenge, the first one of the new year. And this is a big one. This time of year, everybody's talking about resolutions and thinking about what they're going to do to get healthy, lose weight, get fit, so on and so forth. And really, there's a topic that is top of my mind right now, and I see it with clients all the time this time of year. It's this fear of change. It's a fear of change, and I'm not quite sure how else to put it other than when anyone embarks on a new journey to get healthy, to change their lifestyle, to alter what they have been doing in hopes that they're going to improve things and get better. There seems to be this level of apprehension, this fear.
Well, that's what we as humans do. I mean, we get very comfortable. That's how we live. We live a life that makes us comfortable. By that, I don't mean necessarily with material things, but if you get up at 7 o'clock every morning and that's what you do, if someone tells you you have to get up at 6:45, all of a sudden there's a panic that hits, right? I mean, that's
15 minutes.
Well, I know, but we don't think of it as 15 minutes. We think of it as being something different, something that, okay, that's a change. I don't know what I'm going to do. What time does that mean I get into the shower? It's just, it
throws everything
us.
off.
Yeah.
We're not used to it.
Or it's something simple. Like what happens if this is, you've got a lovely home. You love it. It works fine. And then all of a sudden, a friend of yours says they're going to be in the area and can they stay overnight on a particular night? Well, that's change for you. You have an extra person in the house. What we go through to make this person able to sleep for like 8 hours on a bed or on a couch or something. We do everything because it's just different for us, right? It's not bad. No. It's actually good.
Right. But it throws us off routine.
Oh, yeah. You use different forks and knives and sheets on the bed and you do all sorts of things that you would never normally do, but you act like that's normal for you. So, but when we're talking about our health, change always equals something that we know we need. Like, I don't know how many times we've had clients say, I've got to change my lifestyle. I have to change my diet. I have to change how I eat. I have to change when I eat. Okay. And then when you suggest a different plan or maybe an alternate way of doing something, they absolutely rebel. Well, I can't do that.
Look like a deer in headlights.
Well, yeah. Or they'll say, well, I can't do that. I always eat at 5:15. If I waited till 6, well, who knows what could happen to me then?
Excuses abound. Well, it's interesting that you say that because there's an entire procedure that goes along with this challenge that we operate throughout the course of the year. And when somebody finds out what it's all about, they sometimes wonder if it's even something they can do, something they can achieve. Are they going to be able to do this or complete this or follow through with this? And the reality is that it's all upstairs. It's all in the mind, right? Absolutely. They just have to think. And here's the interesting part. We talk an awful lot about stress and the impact that stress has on the body. And there's a direct correlation between fear, the fears that we have, real or imagined, and the impact it has on cortisol, the stress hormone in our bodies, and how it rises whenever we're under that intense amount of fear. Well, that's sort of counterintuitive to when we're trying to get people healthy, right? I mean, it works against what we're trying to do.
It does. Yes. Initially it does because of their reaction. Fear is a reaction to a situation, whether it's real or imagined. it still affects your body the same way. It's real, right? So I just think that it's something that we all have to work through. We all have to be aware of. Know that there's, well, for instance, when we have people that come to us and they want to change their diet, their lifestyle, let's say, and right now they're eating all sorts of junk food and eating at the fast food places and everything. So then we suggest they do A, B, and C. And they'll say, oh, yeah, but do you know the price of vegetables right now? And do you know the price of meat right now? And how am I going to ever afford that? And when you sit down and suggest to them that the $30 a day they're spending on the fast food places are now not going to be spent, and they could put that,
Towards real food.
put it towards real food, it's an immediate fear. It's an immediate fear of, I can't afford this, I can't do this. But sometimes we just have to sit down and think about it.
Well, let's throw another wrench into this whole discussion. When we talk about the fear of change, what if it goes psychologically a little bit deeper than that? What if somebody is afraid of what their life would be like if they're thinner, they're better looking, they're looking better in their clothes? They're like, what if there's something underlying where somebody says, well, I want to look great in a bikini, or I want to have that incredible muscular body on the beach, but they're in a relationship or they're married or whatever the case may be.
If it's a woman, when my husband going to get jealous? Is he going to get angry if other men look?
Or is my wife going to get jealous? Or
Exactly. So there's that fear. I would like to, and the but is always a fear of something, right? I think that we all have that, though, about everything in our lives. You get a new job, it's great, better hours, better pay, but now you're not comfortable anymore. You have to learn something new. So, but sometimes change creates a negative in someone's mind right off the bat, because they're not sure. Like, if all of a sudden I went out and lost 20 pounds, the negative to me would be I wouldn't have a thing to wear. And where am I going to get the money to buy all these new clothes?
What a great problem to have.
But
goodness.
that can be a negative feeling that initially comes and says, well, what am I going to do? I can't lose weight. I can't buy another set of clothes. But sometimes that's, as human beings, our first knee jerk.
Yeah. And I think that's what it is. I think it's mostly a knee jerk reaction that people have to this fear of change, right? To get healthy and to change the path for themselves, their life path. But it's funny. I honestly believe that deep down, most people want to be able to break through that level of fear because they know that what's on the other side is so much more advantageous to them. It's so much more rewarding for them.
Oh, sure. If you take a what's good, what's bad kind of thing, take a sheet of paper, two sides, A and B, whatever. Yes, of course, doing it is going to be much better for us. And I think sitting down and thinking about it and overcoming objections, that's what we're talking about.
Well, to that point, when we first launched the 7-day metabolic activation program, it wasn't a challenge. It was a do-it-yourself program, and it was very successful. But with all of the people that actually bought that program and succeeded at that program, lost a ton of weight and felt great and increased energy and detoxed. And we were getting all kinds of messages about these great transformations that occurred. One thing that continually came back at us was that they were looking for accountability. It would have been easier had they had the accountability. It would have been easier had they had a team maybe to support them, or a group that they knew they were doing it with, so they didn't feel alone in the transformational challenge that they were facing. And that's what caused us to open this up to be an actual challenge that we ran, every 8 weeks throughout the year.
Well, yes, because if you have a negative all of a sudden, or you feel a change, the change that you have to do, you're fearful of for that split second, It's good to know that the people who are doing it with you also felt that way.
Well, for sure. I mean, it's always better in a group setting, I think. I mean, that's what I'm finding anyway in the challenges that we've run online.
You know why that is?
Why?
Because misery loves company.
Well, come on, there's a ton of success stories here, right?
But but when you're doing it,
for sure,
and you're fighting the change, you don't like this particular thing, or you're used to having your carbs in the morning, and now you're having more of a protein-based product, and you're going, oh, I don't know if I like this and that. It's if you have to suffer, then it's good to know that you've got another, bunch of people who are doing the same thing as you,
suffering with you, right?
That's right.
Well, it's funny because the only suffering that occurs throughout the 7-day metabolic activation challenge is the first 3-4 days, and it may sound like a lot, but that's really the detoxification phase that people go through. And I do find that the people that sign up for these challenges, they're more apt to reach out to their girlfriends, their guy friends, their coworkers, their family members to get involved in this type of a challenge, so that they're doing something with someone that they feel close enough to that they can have discussions about it. And, we open up the coaching that we offer through that week, that challenge week, is pretty intense. I mean, we're there with them every step of the way.
Absolutely.
Every day, whether it be through chats, online chats, or video sessions and Q&As and live Zoom calls. And it does offer a lot for the individual who's attempting to make a pretty significant change in terms of their overall health and well-being. But the benefit and the reason why we keep doing it is, of course, we see the successful results in the end. So it really is about helping people battle through that fear of change, right? Get them in a group setting where they have the support and the accountability, not only to themselves, but to others around them that are looking to them for guidance and support as well.
Yeah. And other people are also watching to see how they do.
Sure.
And if she can do it, I can do it. I mean, and that's a whole thing as well. But you were talking about the first couple of days and how maybe sometimes people will go through a detox and an adjustment. I think that the first few days is when the people start to lose the fear, because the change is now happening and they realize, hey, this isn't tough at all.
No, it's not so bad. It's not as bad as they may have projected in their mind's eye, right?
Exactly.
So interesting, very interesting topic today. I mean, there's a lot of different levels of fear, and I think it's always best when you have a support system around you. I think when attempting to make any grand changes in one's life, especially when it comes to your daily routine, your health, your habits, support is key. And that's what I find as a health coach working with clients. I know that you've had numerous conversations with me about this over the years. That support, that level of support that we provide to a client is paramount. It's everything.
It is because it keeps us, it keeps me, it keeps our clients, everybody doing what they should. It keeps us on the path.
Absolutely.
Because without that kind of coaching, that support, it's very easy to make one small misstep. And before you know it, you're off the path into the high grass and you're not coming back for a while,
For sure. Well, I think we've sort of nailed a lot of excellent points through this conversation. So thank you very much. But for all of our listeners out there, to boost your metabolism and kickstart your journey toward better health, we have our next 7-day online metabolic activation challenge starting very soon. Visit healthexpertscanada.com for more information. Click on the 7-day challenge link, and you'll have all the information there for you. And you can register, sign up, get on board with us, and join all of us who are going to be doing this first challenge of the new year. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Frank Peary.
And I'm Marilyn Mitchell. And until next time, remember, health equals wealth. So that's all the time we have today, but there's still so much more to talk about and learn. Head over to healthexpertscanada.com for more ideas on healthy living. And don't forget to like, download, and share this podcast with your friends, just for the health of it.